Hey, bubbling, coming in, crushing this art. Welcome to Bubblin's Astrologic Numerology. Today, seven, something like, yeah, I can't do it. Okay, yeah, today is seven. Um, well, first off, we'll see it's in the realm of one, four, or seven being a cardinal, and we'll also see it's in the realm of seven, eight, and nine being a mutable. So this means it's personal, so it's coming from a cardinal place, wanting to be creative in the realm of seven, eight, or nine mutable. So in the realm of a place where you're constantly getting sucked up under learning about people's personal experiences, kind of taken into the dark, really, pulled like kind of pulled into the alleyway, right? That mutable kind of Jupiterian, like learning about the world, through yeah, kind of getting thrown to the wolves in a way. So it's also air, and we see this in the dial of four. It is three, aka air. Yeah, it's seven. So yeah, and one way we can, or excuse me, one way we can see this is, um, seven and three come up in odds as pairs in the dial of four. Here, I'll go back. Seven and three, and then one, five, and nine come up as a pair too. And we'll see that one, five, and nine are all extremes. In that one is pure cardinal, five is pure fixed, and nine is pure mutable. And there's also three of them being odd. So when that's paired with the odd, it goes with the flow. So when it's paired with the one in the tens place, it goes with the flow, and that's how we know it's air. Verse three or seven pops up too. And when this is paired with an even, because this kind of evens it out, being the same, three is the mutable of a cardinal, and seven is the cardinal of mutable. Three and seven is also, there's also two of them. When that's paired with the even, then we see that it goes with the flow. And since there's nothing in the first place, zero is even, or it falls in the lines of, yeah, it falls in the lines of the yin of the even. So either way, just a easy way to spot it. But and also knowing it's right before eight, right? Yeah. So now, if we're thinking about air in the mutable realm, this is a very looking otherly kind of role. This is a very kind of swept under sort of placement, because it's like we always find ourselves like we're kind of forced to deal in a way when it comes down to the world always shifting under our feet, being a mutable placement, or being in a mutable realm. It's like um, um, we're gonna kind of have to develop the tools to go through it in a way. Versus if we're a cardinal, we kind of have to do the same thing in relation to ourself. We have to like understand um, our will, and now like kind of bring it down. And then the same thing in the fixed realm is we kind of have this continuation, but we're kind of now just kind of stuck, right? But yeah, so it's this sort of getting getting yeah, getting drawn out. So, but when we're thinking about this sort of expression and this air mixing with it, there's so much looking towards other, because expression needs to be received, and already this mutable is in this sort of receptive as well. It's taking shape of and becoming of another's current. Um, so there's yeah, so there's just a lot of going and looking to the world and looking to others and looking to what's going on in order to express, right? And then yeah, getting creative with that, within that situation that yeah, is kind of external and is kind of created, by what you're learning about, or by what you're sucked up into, or by what you like putting your energy into, what someone else is doing, right? Um, yeah, really kind of finding yourself expressing and creating within that. Yeah. And there's also, yeah, there's a lot of changeability here too. Air kind of brings it down, but air still, it will stay within a sort of body, but it still moves around a lot. But us being in the mutable realm, and us being a cardinal placement, and us being air, we may have a tendency to like drift a lot, right? Because the world around us is always changing. Like we may find like chapter to chapter of our life, like it's kind of a new situation we're aiding. And then it's kind of our passions are always kind of flickering all the while, being cardinal. And the air is kind of just more aloof, like La La Land. It's not necessarily going anywhere, but it's wandering. So yeah, 7 when we go to it as just 1 times 7, it being prime. So this also has a unique individuality component, and also an ability to get lost in La La Land, or ability to love expressing, right? And kind of create new things and get lost in sort of visions and sort of creating out of its ideas, right? So when we now think about 7 again, we already talked about this. It expresses itself through 7, yeah, the cardinal and the mutable. Another way to look at this is like the Sagittarius or the Capricorn, the part of us that's really trying to fledge ourselves and bring our perspectives out, like to anybody and everybody, right? And kind of go door to door in a way, and kind of reach the sort of edges, right? Instead of kind of having a more systematic way, being a little more creative and fluid with it. Yeah, and that's just bringing that expressive role, like yeah, because we really have something to say. We're air. We're really, or we're trying to find something to say, right? Trying to find a body or a connection in which gives us something we want to say, or some, yeah, kind of catalyst what's inside us, right? But hey, so that's a little bit about 7. Yeah, it's really awesome. So it being in the a cardinal, right, and it being air, it kind of relates to Gemini, and it also relates to Cancer in a way, this sort of relating yourself. And then also being in the mutable realm, again, and it being air, it sort of relates to the Aquarius and the Virgo, the sort of, yeah, the kind of like tending towards the other and being in the other's realm versus being in the self realm, kind of letting others in. So it kind of deals with that sort of business. So so that's 7. Awesome. I'd love to talk about it. Hit me up. I'll add numbers in the description that have the same digital root and the same element, so they play out similarly this way, but they may have different movements, superpowers, and they'll express themselves differently. AKA, though it won't just be 7, right? But they'll have the same element and digital root, so they'll have all this elemental and um, modal dynamics. So bubbling, Citra, beach, out.